Hey guys, here I am on DudeMan TV or DudeMan Show. Just want to give you guys a little bit of update what's going on with me. As you guys already know, if you watch some of my other YouTube videos, I've hiked 2 days, took a zero break at Gooch Mountain. Hiked 2 more days, which included coming up over Blood Mountain, and got to Neal's Gap yesterday afternoon. And when I got there, I got a ride from the store's owner, co-owner, and she brought me here to this area, to this Best Western. Had an incredible supper last night at a restaurant right next door, and had a good time hanging out with some other trail people. Jingle and I got a room here at the Best Western, and we spent the night. We started watching the news and kind of get caught up with the coronavirus and trying to understand how that implicates us, how that concerns us. Well, this is our take on it. And of course, I've been on different hiking websites and stuff like that, and watched the president's briefing today. It may be safer out in the woods, but we can get out there. There's people like me, there's people like other hikers that have gotten in contact with people in town, and people in town may or may not have the coronavirus. I don't know. They don't know. And is it safer to be out in the woods? Maybe, because you're away from a massive amount of people. When I get to a shelter, I got to be concerned about anybody that's feeling sick, anybody that's sneezing, anybody that may have a fever, and I just got to take it from there and just try to be really careful. I do have soap, and I will be washing my hands frequently and watching and trying to be careful around people that sneeze. I told myself when I first started this hike that I would not sleep in shelter, but I've already broken that rule. One of the main reasons I did not want to sleep in shelters because of overpopulation of mice. Fortunately, the first shelter I did sleep in, I did break the rule. I slept in a shelter. There was no mice, but I've already been reading some of the different shelter blogs, and they're already saying there are some mice that are active in that particular shelter. Fortunately, that wasn't concerned at the Gooch Mountain shelter. So I got to figure this out. One thing is recommended that you do not sleep in shelters because you're crowded in there, anywhere from 6 to 8 to 12 people all in one shelter space. And you get around the picnic table, and people start sharing food and being friendly with each other. And there's always a potential of catching something. So I gotta decide on myself. I got to stay in a tent every single night, regardless of the rain. And so I just gotta, pack up my tent wet and pack it up and put it in my bag and just try to move on. And hopefully the next day there'll be enough wind, there'll be enough sun, there'll be enough something to dry the tent out, so it won't be saturated each and every night. And that's the thing about tents. They usually easily dry out with some little bit of sun and a little bit of wind. I've had it spread out here in the room and trying to get it dried out from the past couple of days of some rain. Only thing I can say to you is just pray for me. I'm gonna go back out in the woods tomorrow. Me and Jingle decided after we watched the news last night to do a 0 day. So I thought I was going to do a 0 day, which is only sleeping last night and getting up this morning and going. But after we got it this morning, had the free breakfast at the office area at the Best Western, and then going grocery shopping. It got a little bit long in the morning, and I just couldn't get out. I had to get more informed about what is going on in our nation and understand it a little bit better. So that's the coronavirus part of it. Let's look at some of the things I brought that I wish I had not brought. And first off, we're going to go to the water system. I'm glad I brought the Nalgene. It's a big, heavy, thick thing, but I've been able to filter a lot of water and keep this and take this with me along the way and hike with it. I'm able to refill my bottle here, and it easily fits into my backpack, so I can grab a hold of it and drink of it. So both these bottles have been real useful for getting through the woods and getting to hike along and be able to easily get some water. These are one of the things I kind of wish I had not gotten. This is a fire starter thing. It's called the Pocket Bellows. It extends out so you can blow into the campfire or something like that. you know, it has a lot of striker sticks and fuel and stuff like that. You know, a lot of times when hikers get to the campsite, there's like, I'm just going to use my stove and I'm going to boil some water. I'm going to heat it, put it into my food, let it soak for a little bit, and then I'm going to eat my food and I'm going to bed. I'm not going to worry about gathering firewood. I'm not going to try to build the fire and watch it and hang out with it. Most people just do not use that. So this is something I probably should not have brought, but I did. There's another thing. This is a flashlight, and I mean, it's a pretty good flashlight. It does a lot of different things, and I mean, I thought maybe I could signal my wife from the top of a mountain, because I mean, it really throws a beam out, but it's just too doggone heavy. My headlamp, which I have, it does the job. I use it inside my tent. I use it walking around in the dark, in and around the campsite, and it's more than adequate. Of course, my cup, which I drink out of, my coffee out of, and some hot chocolate and stuff like that. I have a knife in it, which I'm using to cut open some of the packaging and stuff like that, especially some of that vacuum seal packaging I have. So I'm really glad I bought a knife. Let's talk about something else that I brought. Goodness. I thought for sure this battery pack would do a whole lot better than what it did. It should have, it was fully charged when I went out in the woods with me, and it only charged my phone 1.5 times, and it was advertised and been able to charge a phone at 3 times. Well, as I'm thinking through the process about when I charged it, how to charge it, stuff like that, I charged it in the cold. I left it laying outside my sleeping bag, and that might have added to the conditions of not being able to charge my phone completely because the battery is cold. Cold has a big, really affects batteries, just like that, including your cell phone when you're trying to charge it. So maybe this was a good deal, maybe it's not. But you know, you guys want to see videos and stuff like that, and more YouTube stuff. But I can only do so much. When my battery dies on my cell phone, I don't have access to Wi-Fi, of course, out in the woods. It's just kind of hard to get channels out. So you're going to have to wait till every 3 or 4 days until I get back to civilizations and do my resupply in town, which I got to do, and recharge my electronics. And hopefully I'll be close enough to a way that I can put some more stuff out there on the channel. Boy, I got a whole bag of stuff, which I probably should not have bought here. I got a couple of bandanas. One was just to use for general purposes, or cleaning with, or wiping down maybe the inside of this stove or something like that. One I was going to use with this big bottle of cleansing spray, which I told you about in detail in one of my first videos. You know, I haven't used it. You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes you just got to be comfortable with your own filth when you're out in the woods, your own dirtiness, and that's just part of it. And here's another product which I told you in detail about, the witch hazel and the cedar drop oil, and for underarm deodorant. And once again, you just got to be comfortable with your own smell. All hikers do it, and it's just part of it. It's just part of it that you're going to have to deal with some smell. So I still may or may not use these. I'll probably, as soon as I see Sharia, I'll drop these with her in the RV. Hopefully she's going to come out next Wednesday, and we'll go from there. This is a remote control, which I was hoping to set up the camera and start the video, and it may just be a new battery. It may, but every time I synchronize it with the phone, and it comes unsynchronized, and so I'm not sure exactly what I want. I thought it'd be a more professional look if I was already standing here in the camera. But some of those photos you see me take already, I'm having to set the 10-second timer and scurry over there in front of the boulder, or scurry over there into the view, or get another hiker to take the picture. So this hasn't worked real well right now. Like I said, maybe I just need to get more battery. This is just a couple things that came on. It was on my hiking sticks. I had to put these on there so I could use this when I put it in my big blue duffel as I left for the airport. That way it wouldn't poke through my duffel. But once again, this is something that my wife would get. So I'm really glad that I brought this with me. This is I did fill this bottle up, and this is you take just one little drop of this hippie soap, and I had started about maybe quarter full of this full of this hippie stuff. It's supposed to be good for dishes, your body, your clothing and stuff like that. And I actually used, I got in the shower last night fully dressed in my long sleeve gray shirt, these pants and these socks, and I washed my clothing in the shower. You should have seen the mud and the dirt that came off the clothing, you know, because I've been living in the woods for a week. But I cleaned my clothes. I mean, the pants and the shirt look like, you know, I washed them in the laundry. And but it's been real good for my hands and try to keep clean. The seal is breaking a little bit here, but I feel pretty good about it. This little scrub pad right here has been great for cleaning up my spoon. You know, sometimes I get some of the food I eat kind of sticks to it, something like that. But overall, it's been a good little scrub pad. It's lightweight, and I like using it. So I was not happy with my Sawyer filter. I had the mini, and this stuff, I tell you what, when you're using a big bag and you're trying to squeeze water to it, and it just seems like it takes forever. And so I was using this big bag of fluid and then trying to squeeze fluid through this, and it just, when you're holding up 64 ounces of water and trying to squeeze it into your Nalgene or your bottle is too much effort. It just wasn't worth it. So I went to Outfitters and I bought this new kit, and it came with a couple of bags. It came with another syringe, and it came with a bigger filter. And boy, I tell you what, this flow is going to work 3 times faster. But what's so cool about it? So once you screw this bag into this filter, and you see how much thicker it is than the other one, it's going to flow 3 times faster. But what's so cool about it, it came with an adapter on the end of it, so you can put it inside this bottle here. It also has a hose, which you can drop into it, and it just came out with some really cool little accessories and something like that. I'm still going to keep my cup. You guys remember me showing the cup. So it used to be a bag, and I'm using it to scoop up water, real shallow depressions. And what's so cool about this kit, it came with a net bag, so I could put all the water supply in there. There's a hose I was telling you about, so you can stick down in the bottle and just squirt away, and that's just going to be a whole lot easier. This is something else I picked out. I picked up some Sport electrolyte hydration tablets, and you add this to your water and give you a chance to hydrate yourself with better electrolytes. This is going to be better than a Gatorade or something like that. So it's going to help you get hydrated. So some of this kit, these bags that came with the kit, the syringe, my old filter, all of this is going into what's called a hiker box. And there's hikers that come along the way, and they drop food, they drop fuel near the empty fuel cans, and they drop all kind of stuff in this hiker box. And people like me that come around that says, I don't need this anymore. And or no, people like me that come around and say, oh, I need an oatmeal, or I need this, or I need that, and they'll pick stuff out of the hiker box, and they'll maybe drop some of their supply. So that's kind of cool. And of course, I'm glad I brought the toilet paper. But here's something that I probably could have waited until Sharia got up with me. I clipped this into my my backpack in the shoulder and down here at the hip area, something like that, and it gives me quick, easy access to my water. But this water, so I can fit this in here, or I can fit the Nalgene in it, and it'll be easier to get to the water. Well, my camera has been focused, been hanging right here, and I can't have both of them in the same area. So this is something that when I start slack packing, and I drop the big heavy pack, and I got a lighter weight pack, and I intend to do a lot of miles, this will be something really cool to use a little bit later on. So maybe I should have waited to bring this with me. This is extra weight that I could have done without. Okay, before we switch over to the food that I bought, let's talk about this hat. This hat right here is a hat that I bought at Caraway Conference Center and Caraway Camp, and it's a mesh back hat. And I knew before I went on the trail that Darwin said something about coming out on the trail and hike his 5th year anniversary. As most of you know, as you've been watching my YouTube channel, he was at Gooch Gap. Well, I asked him to sign my hat, and he he said when he was signing, he says, I always feel so awkward signing these because, he's not much more than just a television star. So, but he's still a real cool guy, and he's got like 300,000 subscribers, and I think I got like 90-something subscribers. Hoping to hit that 100 mark here soon, so that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, Darwin signed it, and as you can tell, it says on the back of it where he signed at it. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. Explore, create, and inspire. That's Darwin, but he said this hat was made by the same company that I use for my hats, and it's a classics hat, and this is a one that he uses. Okay, well, let's look at some of my food choices I plan on using, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I won't be in the shot here. Move it right here. All right, this is some of the food choices I decided to use coming up on the trail. I went to a local grocery store and bought some of their homemade jerky, and that's one where I got some jerky which I plan on using while I'm on the trail. That is deer jerky, and it's a really good recipe, but I already ran out of that, so I bought some of their homemade jerky. Not bad, not as good as mine, of course, but it's food. I got several packets of oatmeal for breakfast in the morning. A lot of this stuff that I bought is going to be a whole lot lighter weight than the Mountain House. The Mountain House, oh boy, they're extremely nutritious and a lot of sodium though. But they're usually a lot of heavy stuff, and it's just kind of hard to carry all that on your back. So I tried to go to the grocery store and find some other sources for food. And anyway, I got several packets of oatmeal here. Jingle gave me tortillas, and I bought some more tortillas here too. So I'm going to be using these, and then I bought some peanut butter and to put on that. And also I bought some chicken salad, a full packet of chicken salad, and I have some little can of, this came in a box, so I took it out of the box, and I got a can of chicken salad. It's got some crackers. I got some, this is hearty soup. You just add hot water. I can boil that up, dump all this, and I have soup. And this is 4 cheese potatoes. This is pasta that's already cooked. All I do is add some hot water to it. And then I had some cheese sauce to go with it. I still have one more lasagna left over that I repackaged at home. Another different type of peanut butter. So I've got some food sources, a way to use it and be able to go through the next few days. I'm hoping to get on down trail, hopefully to Hiwassee, Georgia, maybe Helen, Georgia, something like that, and getting resupplied there. Looking for maybe a couple more days of hiking. That's more than enough days of food for a couple of days. But it is what it is. I'm hoping if things go crazy out there, that I'll be able to just stay out in the woods and live out in the woods down by the river. I won't be in a van, but hopefully I'll have enough food to be able to make it and do what I need to. Hey guys, I want to introduce you to Jingle real quick. Jingle is hanging out with me here in the hotel room.
Hey folks, how you doing?
How you doing? Jingle got his trail name because he was when he packed up his stuff and was walking out, he had one of those bear bells that was jingling on the back of his backpack, and it says, "Oh, you got one of those bear bells." And you see some hikers, especially in the out west in the what's the mountains out west? The Rocky Mountains, like that. When they have to deal with grizzly, they carry around black pepper spray, or they carry around those bear bells. And when the bear bell, supposedly when the bears hear the bells, they'll run the other way because they know it's a hiker, and of course they don't like that strong black pepper spray. So we're going to end this little session with a joke, and so the joke is, do you know why bears love hikers so much? And the answer is because while they're eating, they have a music while they're eating, and they have the food has a strong pepper taste. Doo-doo.